Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today, yet again, seriously again, it's been 2 whole weeks, 14 days since I did a video like this, and that's all it took. All it took wasn't for another shambolic performance from VAR. And it's time for another installment of why VAR is the biggest comedy act since Monty Python. Before we go any further though, if you guys are enjoying the content and you want to help support the channel, the very best way to do so is to click that like button and click that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, when VAR was first introduced, I stated from day one that one day the decisions would end up costing Celtic all 3 points. Now, come the 87th minute in last night's clash, I thought it was coming much sooner than I had previously thought. However, a late surge from Celtic, of course, because why? We never stop. No matter the setbacks, no matter the adversity, we always find a way to win because we're just that damn good. Anyways, if you didn't see the match, don't bother watching the highlights to try and find these shambolic VAR performances, because while the penalty kick is shown, it doesn't show you how long was waited. And it doesn't show you another seriously, terribly missed tackle that we'll get onto later. But let's start with me clarifying something. First and foremost, VAR, when used correctly, is a tool. It is a tool to be used by the referees in order to get any decisions that they have missed, any clear and obvious decisions they have missed, to fix those decisions. However, VAR, as it is used currently, does more harm than good. It is shocking. It is terrible. It is just... It's not even a teething phase, you know, it's not even, you know, growing out the new pair of adult teeth after the tooth fairy just took your baby ones. It is just shambolic, alright? Now, let's start with the handball call, because that is obviously the first blunder. And I can see why a penalty is given. I can see why they have interpreted the rules that way. Now, I want to clarify that first before I go into the second part, because it really is a 50-50 call, that penalty decision. A ref could easily give it, or a ref could easily not give it. But still, it's a shit rule, first and foremost, because how on earth does Alexandre Bernabei have any way of knowing that ball is going to hit his hand is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And that is why not even giving the penalty was the worst decision in that. The fact that they gave Alexandre Bernabei a yellow card then as well is ridiculous. The shot was not going on target. Sure, you could argue it's going into a dangerous area, but no Dundee United player was following through. It took over 2 minutes for the ref to go over to the monitor. Bernabei to decide that Alexandre Bernabei is worthy of a caution there is a crime. It is a crime because his arm, sure, it is raised. However, his back is turned to the ball. What? It makes no sense. In every single refereeing decision, discretion is used. That is, we all know that. And the referee is not using discretion there. He is just going against Celtic. It's ridiculous. And not to mention, I quickly mentioned it, but do not forget, it took 2 minutes of just standing there and waiting for the referee to go over to the monitor. Is the ref making the decisions, or is VAR making the decisions? It is ridiculous. It either has struck his hand or it hasn't. If it struck his hand, you go have another look. If it hasn't struck his hand, you play on. Not 2 whole minutes worth of sitting around and waiting. It's ridiculous. It is boring. Football cannot be boring. Football is for the fans. And if the fans find it boring, they will walk away. It's as simple as that. It's a simple math equation that kindergarteners can learn. Second, look. So that whole situation with that penalty and the yellow card is absolutely ridiculous. We all know that. That is shambolic, ludicrous, whatever word you want to use to describe it, I will agree with you. Now, further to my point, while the penalty is debatable, why are the rules one thing one week but different the other? Flashback to the Hearts match, the 4-3 win. How is that not even checked by the referee at the monitor? How is that not given as a penalty in that match? It's Just the rules change week in, week out, and it's just absolutely ludicrous, people. I keep using these words because I need it to stick. This is terrible. VAR in Scotland right now is terrible. Sure, oh, it's new, it's fresh, there was always going to be mistakes. If there was always going to be mistakes, why bring it forward before the World Cup? Why bring it forward and implement it in the middle of the first half of the season? It's such a terrible time to do that when fixture congestion is already bad enough. You don't need players standing around waiting and getting 5 minutes of added time in the first half. It's terrible. We all know this is just terrible. If they had done it after the World Cup, it would have been a bit better. But the fact, why move it forward? It begs the question, why move it forward if it isn't fully functional? It's stupid. It's ridiculous. And transparency is required. Now, fans 100% deserve to know the process behind each decision made. And that leads me into my second point. How in any footballing circumstance is this not a red card? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Craig Sibbald here has raised not only his foot, but also his studs. And while I don't have the video, and this makes it seem like he's collected Giakoumakis in the head, he actually did end up collecting Giakoumakis in the abdomen. However, he has collected Georgios Giakoumakis with a leg raised above his waist and studs into Giakoumakis' stomach. This is serious foul play. How is this not a red card, let alone a free kick, let alone a caution? Sibbald here has endangered his opponent, and that constitutes serious foul play. Red cards are pretty commonly awarded in every other league in the world for a studs up tackle to the ankle or a studs up tackle to the shin. So when it's above the waist and into someone's stomach, a position which rarely has anything to do with football, it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. You can play on with it. It's ridiculous. What annoys me even more is the fact that the referee did not even go over to the monitor to check this. You know what that tells me? That tells me that monitor is not there for the referee. That monitor is there just to make it look like the referee is making the decision. The decisions are being made in his ear. They make the decision, he goes over to the monitor to make it look like he has himself. It is stupid. It is ludicrous. Transparency is so solely required in this league. No check at the monitor is a crime in itself, let alone no free kick, no caution, no red card. I'm flabbergasted. I'm at the point where it's such a joke that you get so mad, but it's so pathetic. It really is pathetic. And Ange summed it up perfectly in his post-match press conference. He said, "I was frustrated and I probably didn't handle it well. Just to be clear here, I don't have a problem with VAR, but I have a problem with how it is being used. There is no secret we want to be a team who plays at a high tempo, especially at home, because we think that is effective for us. But also, it is entertaining for the fans. I don't think people fell in love with football just to be sitting around waiting for someone in a building miles away to decide outcomes. They do not need to take that long. Even our second goal, our players are celebrating for about 2 minutes and we are still waiting all that time. To see what? I still don't know what it was. If you can't decide in 2 minutes, then it probably is not there. If they have 7 camera angles, it seems like they want to look at every one. I might be on my own for this one, but I will cop people making mistakes. But I just don't feel comfortable. I know it is early doors and it is a new toy that everyone wants to use, but you can't be disrupting games like this. I don't think it is good for anyone." And trust me, if there weren't sanctions for criticising referees, we all know Ange would be absolutely livid in these press match conferences, but he's classy enough to keep his cool, keep his composure, speak his mind in a respectful way. So what happens now? Well, we have 2 games left before the World Cup begins, teams take a break for the World Cup. And, in these last 2 games, I pray that no ludicrous decisions are made. However, it appears that it is almost going to be a certainty. I don't want to make another video like this because I hate being angry. But it's something that cannot be swept under the carpet and it has to be addressed. But that is all from me. So if you guys did enjoy the video, enjoyed me ranting on for about 10 minutes or so, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave in the comments below your thoughts on what was another shambolic performance, another comedy act, and until next time, hail, hail.